Welcome back, students. In this lecture, we're going to discuss about the dynamic memory allocation. Allocation using new and delete operator. So, dynamic memory allocation, you are already familiar that you might learn during your C programming classes that we normally used this set of functions: malloc, calloc, realloc, and free. So these are the four functions that normally we have used for dynamic memory allocation in C programming. Okay, but in C++ provide two operators to perform the same job using new and delete operator. For this, we no need to include any other header file. It is part of standard library. Okay, in C++, that we also called it is a superset of C. So these all four functions also supported in C++ also. Okay, so if you are familiar with them, you can also use them for dynamic memory allocation, and or you can also use new and delete for new for memory allocation and delete for memory deallocation. Okay, okay. Before start this discussion that how can we allocate the memory dynamically in C++ program, let's revisit how memory is allocated during programming into our primary memory RAM. That when we compile the C program, a memory block, a program get loaded into the RAM. Okay, so whenever we compiled our C and C++ program, that memory is required by that program. It gets memory from four different types of memory blocks. So when you compile the C program, your RAM is partitioned into four types of memory block. First block we called it heap segment. Second segment we called it data segment. Third segment we called it code segment. And fourth segment we called it stack segment. Okay. Data segments are normally used to allocate memory for variables such as we have global variables, and then we also have static storage class variables. For this purpose, data segment will be used. Code segment will be used to load the source code that we have written. This part of the memory will be used for source code. Suppose we are calling a function, then body of the function get loaded here. And stack segment are used to store the automatic variables, or we called it auto variables, and also it is used for the purpose of storing of function arguments and return type. Function arguments. Okay, function list of arguments we may use argument 1 to argument n. So everything gets loaded here, and also it's going to have the memory for return value from the function. Then what left? The fourth segment we called it heap segment. Heap segment are normally used to allocate memory using dynamically. Memory allocates dynamically. Suppose we are allocating a bunch of memory for 10 integers or 10 different objects of a class. So that's kind of memory will be get allocated from the heap. And for that we must use dynamic memory allocation properties of C or C++ programming. In C, we achieve DMA using malloc, calloc, realloc, and free. But in C++, they added to operator to perform this job, new and delete. New is the operator we are going to use to allocate memory dynamically for one variable or for 10 or more than 10. That means for the variable size length array, and delete we are going to use to free that memory. Delete. Okay. So I hope the basic idea is clear how memory is allocated for dynamic memory allocation in C and C++ programming. Okay.